Aloha, lads and gents. Welcome back to another episode of A Sense of Capital Insights Time. My name is Julian and I'm very glad to have you in again. As always, a quick disclaimer that in the upcoming minutes, this will not be any financial advice and there's no guarantee for the correctness of the given data and information. Okay, guys, let's jump right into the monthly portfolio investment update. All right. Let's start with the activities of the past 30 calendar days, beginning with the investment into the ETF section. As you can see here, I invested a relatively small amount of $260 just in one ETF, which was the MSCI European Small Cap. And furthermore, which was a little bit unexpected, due to price decreases of single stocks I'm holding, I invested approximately $1,270 in Indy, $1,280 in Perion, and additional $1,590 in Alphen, which makes a total amount of $4,420 of the past period. Let's dig a little bit deeper into the portfolio, starting with the ETF section. As you can see here, the month was by far not a great one, by a negative yield of 4.14%. This was highly affected by the small cap ETFs, no matter if they have been located in the US, in Europe, or in the emerging markets. Talking about the sectoral, regional, and size-wise allocation, there's not too much to add, honestly. What we just need to focus here is definitely the balance between US, Europe, emerging markets, and the Japan region. And I just need to make sure that in the future, the balance not getting out of control, like I already mentioned in the past update, because you can already see here that the section of Japan is marked in yellow. And as soon as it marked in red, so a certain limit is crossed, I'm forced by my own strategy to sell part of the Japan region ETFs and buy the other ETFs, and therefore trying to avoid this. And with the outlook I will show you later on, that I will invest in the other regions to make sure this will not take place. My single stocks got hit even harder than the ETFs with a minus of 10.37%. This doesn't feel too well, honestly. However, I think that's primarily affected by the overall macroeconomical development and the historical high rates. And of course, all those 6 different stocks are small cap stocks. But we should not forget that Alphen is doing the business in the renewable energy sector, and a lot of companies which are located there, for instance, Enphase, SMA, or Solar Edge, are fighting as well with lower demands of the customer base, and therefore stock prices get decreased. Furthermore, Indy is active in the automotive sector, very cyclical as well, confronted with lower demand at the moment. And even some salary strikes are going on in the US with some of the OEMs, which creating new trouble for the sector. And last but not least, we should not forget Perion, which is actually an Israel-located company. And as you know, there are some wars, some conflict going on in the Middle East. Even if Perion, the major customer base, is located in the US and Europe, and furthermore, the primary office is as well located in the US. This, of course, has some deep impact on the price level of Perion. However, some positive, which I definitely should mention, is that the Brazilian real is quite stable, or even getting stronger compared to the US dollars and to the euro. Wherefore, New and Stoneco are more or less quite stable, and even New, again, a very positive development in the past 30 days with plus roughly 10%. Going through the news and starting with Alphen, at least something positive. They released and announced a cooperation with the Japanese company Hitachi and another Japanese company which is called Itochu. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Please don't get me wrong if that's not the case. However, so as you know, that Alphen is active in the renewable sector, and they're producing infrastructural goods like battery systems. And one of their solutions is called the battery, which is actually a mobile battery system. And Hitachi is a player who producing machinery. Part of it is electrical driven, And the issue is when you are on construction sites, those solutions, they of course need electrical power supply. And this is sometimes difficult at construction sites where no infrastructure is existing while the construction is going on. And so they have now a cooperation with Alfen, and Alfen um, will provide them the battery systems, and Hitachi together with Itoshu will making sure to provide sales support when they sell their machinery, and they promote as well the Alfen solutions, and furthermore they provide financial services. And yeah, this is at the beginning just focused on the European region, but they stated already, depending on the outcome, maybe they will expand to further regions in the future. Hims and Hers launched some news as well. And why? Because of Kobe Brooklyn was signed as a chief communication officer for this company. She's quite experienced, has been active for several companies, as you can see on the lower half of the slide, which I'm displaying at the moment. What is a little bit unfortunate is that she will be already on parental leave at the end of this quarter, beginning of the next quarter. But I'm quite sure Hims and Hers is knowing what they are doing, and she will definitely add value to the business. Great news as well for Indie, the automotive semiconductor vendor located in the US. They already announced that the expected quarterly revenue of $60 million will be covered, very, very likely. And on the day of this announcement, the stock price increased by 15 till 20%. And furthermore, they released a new component of their driver safety and automation department, which is a computer vision processor. And as you can see, they launching this product right now. It's out for sale, and now they try to implement it at the tier 1 OEMs across the world. The first time we got news for Stoneco, or Stonia, how the local Brazilians call it. So they announced a repurchase program of approximately 60 million US dollars. Doesn't sound too much when we talk about the market cap of 3.1 billion US dollars, so roughly 2%. However, I'm happy that they using the money they are earning and not just keeping it on their bank accounts, and yeah, giving it back basically to the shareholders. And there are even further news in terms of Stoneco. So they are restructuring their software and financial sector and departments, which is basically great because a few years ago they acquired Links and point of sales ERP solution provider, and still the expected and assumed synergies are not taking place, and the shareholders are not receiving too much value by this acquisition. So I hope by this restructural activities they will try to dig a little bit more potential and being successful in the future. And for me at least, I'm already happy to hear that they are working on it, and they're taking the integration of links and the rollout of further financial solutions very seriously. All right, guys, let's zoom a little bit out and take an overall look on the ETFs and the single stocks I'm currently holding. As you can see here very quickly that development is not going so well. And even though I invested roughly $4,500 US dollars in the past 30 days, the overall total value of the investment portfolio is lower compared to 1 month ago. And of course, that is not so great. However, I'm happy to be still invested, and I would not do it differently, honestly. If we take a look on the performance charts, you can see I already mentioned the yield of the ETF and the single stock parts I'm holding, and the result of it is a total negative yield of 7.34% of the past period. And for the whole year, we're talking about roughly 12%. That's definitely not that great. So we are now in the red. And compared to the benchmark, which is the ACWI IMI, they are still right on the edge, negative, positive. But we are definitely in the negative right now. But let's see how this will develop in the future. Let's come to the bottom line of today. Am I scared? Yes, it's Halloween and it's getting darker and darker outside, but inside the light is still shining and I'm still motivated and ambitious. And actually, I moved a little bit the bar from stressed to relaxed. Somehow I get comfortable with the situation. I accept the circumstances. I accept it will take longer than I expected, or let's say at least I need to be relaxed and patient. And I'm just waiting here, waiting for better stock prices. And actually, the current prices are not bad, at least if you have still some money which you can invest, some budget available. And as you know, even I'm leveraging high, I'm willing to leverage higher if there's really a need. I try to avoid it. However, I'm trying to use the stock prices, the current ones, and making the best out of the situation and staying confident and very excited and very curious to figure out what will happen in the upcoming business year 2024. So what are the plans for the upcoming 30 days? So as I mentioned, debt redemption is definitely receiving the highest focus, even though the current leveraged investments are increasing. Last month I talked about 42,000 US dollars. Now we're already talking about almost 45,000 US dollars. Oh, now even the light switched off, so I definitely need to finish my record session actually. However, so debt redemption stays in the focus, and furthermore, I'm investing a little bit in higher amount of money. So this time 530 US dollars in 3 different ETFs, and actually in the ETFs which get hit hardest, as I displayed a few slides ago, which are the small cap 600 ETF, European small cap ETF, and the emerging markets small cap ETF. So we are done for today. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you liked the video. I'm not 100% sure if I stream this time the earnings releases, starting with Hims and Hers on the upcoming Friday and several others in the weeks afterwards. If I will stream, I will definitely announce those streams on the same day. So I will keep you updated and make sure you're always up to date and checking my YouTube account. And if you like the video, if you like what I'm doing here, then I would be very happy if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you give this video a like. And yeah, taking care of yourself, staying healthy, and looking forward to talk to you again in latest in 1 month. See you.